Hello my earthy people, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard the Watt, owner and creator of Earth's Curious Goods. And today we're going to talk about the basic tools to have being a witch. And these are just things that I use all the time in the craft, and I recommend it. And other witches, they have other tools for different things and different directions and how they use it. But these are 4 things that I recommend that you have. First thing is an Athame, and essentially it is a double-sided blade. Yeah, I think I said that right. Anyways, so it should be sharp on both ends, and usually most Athames have a hilt on there. If you notice, a wooden handle would come in handy. So if you want to inscribe, symbols and sigils like I have done, that would be really good. And we use this, or at least for me, I use the Athame to command the elements of air and the direction of east. And like I said, every witch too can have a different way on how they command that direction, that element. Some people have a sword instead of the actual air dagger, but me, I actually use the Athame. So highly recommend it. Right, and it has a little case on it too. And I understand that, if you're just starting out, maybe you can't get your hands on that right away, or maybe you're just testing it out. You can use substitutions. Don't get me wrong, I didn't have a double-sided knife. When I first started, it was just a kitchen knife. It's all in the intention on how you do your tools, your dedication to it, and there's some other things to go into, like blessing it and making it, worthy to be used in the craft. Okay. Oh, don't mind that. I have lunch coming and my tummy's rumbling. Okay. The next one is going to be a Pentacle, and it's to command the element of earth or the direction of the north. And I do a combination. I'll also combine it with some salt. So, but these 2 are essentially in my circle to command that element. And all I did was take some wood and use some paint and did the actual pentacle onto there, and hence why my tool came to be. So highly recommend it. Other witches sometimes will do like stones or crystals, and once again, it's all in the intention, and it depends on which path that you're on. And of course, I'm eclectic based on my experience and wisdom. This is kind of what works for me and my coven, actually. So yeah. Okay, and the next one is going to be a chalice, and it is essentially well, some people actually use a goblet, but I use, a chalice, and it's going to be for water, commanding the element of water and the direction of the west. And mine has the triple moon goddess symbol on it, and I love it. It's kind of old, and it works. My first tool was actually just a glass cup, and I blessed it and made it worthy, and I used that for a few years until I can get my hands on one that called out to me, and this called out to me. And some have really big chalices, and eventually I think I want to upgrade to get that, but since this has been with me for so long and it works and the element answers it, I'm sticking with it until I just feel like I shouldn't use it, or I want to upgrade. So yeah, but for the west and water. And the last tool I recommend is going to be a wand, and I use my fire wand to command the element of fire and of the south, the direction south. And some witches, majority of them that I came across, actually don't have the fire wand. They actually use a sword. And I do have a sword, but I have a long sword, but I used it a few times and it just did not give me the results that I wanted. Element of fire is very, for me, very volatile in my circle. Even my candle doesn't like to stay lit. It burns down really quick out of all the elements. Sometimes it just won't even light. It all depends. And that's just my experience on calling fire. But yeah, I use the fire wand. Eventually I want to put a crystal point on the top of it. I just never got around to it to help to direct some of the energy. But yeah, you could, use a sword if you want to. And my first tool was actually a wand that was just an oak like stick. and that's where it started. It wasn't like shaved down or anything, and I blessed it and I worked with that until I could come across this because I wanted a willow wand. There are certain, and I'll go further in that and further in other videos, but there are different trees and methods on obtaining your wand, and it's got to call to you, and this one finally called to me. It took me forever, and yes. So for the south, I use the fire wand, and for fire. So hopefully that can help out with when you're starting, and I highly recommend that you have some of those tools. It's very difficult in my experience to cast the circle or to call on the element if you don't have these tools. It just helps to focus, gives you a good state of mind to have these tools also handy, and it's all about intention. What's your intentions on casting that spell, casting that circle? Why are you calling the elements? And have some devotion to it. So in my future video will be about candles and the colors and so forth. So hope to see you come back, and until then, my earthy people, blessed be.